Good evening and welcome, ladies and gentlemen. This is Super Prime Time Max on the debate with Arnab. And ladies and gentlemen, very often I find it totally strange that there are massive news developments which almost the entire media except Republic tries to play down, diminish or not report. And today I'm here to talk to you about one such instance. I am seething in anger tonight, seething. And the conspiracy and convenience of silence and the stench of complicity, ladies and gentlemen, of an entire ecosystem of opportunists who see women and violence against women as political and ideological slogans rather than a moment to unite for justice. Ladies and gentlemen, the entire Lutyens media, the entire activist machinery, and the entire human rights loaded India alliance has turned a blind eye and a mute spectator to an act of horrific violence, detestful exploitation, and complete overrun of law in Mamata Banerjee's West Bengal. A story that has been conveniently unreported in the national media. A Muslim woman in Cooch Behar in Bengal, dragged by her hair, subject to terrible physical assault, stripped and thrown on the road, and she lay there naked, allegedly attacked by political forces, stripped of every ounce of dignity and left to the streets after this attack. And as I speak tonight, she is in hospital, ladies and gentlemen. And ladies and gentlemen, the BJP has said that this Muslim woman is a member of the minority Morcha cell of the BJP. The BJP has said that this woman was hiding in her home after the general election results in a state of panic of being a Muslim who was a BJP supporter in the Lok Sabha elections. This has happened, the visuals are there. Forget the fact whether she is Muslim or Hindu or any religion. Just consider a woman stripped for her political activism, to teach her a lesson, stripped and beaten and thrown on the road. And this entire ecosystem which says Muslims in danger is totally quiet. Because you see, the parliament session is on. They don't want to do anything to embarrass Mamata Banerjee or Rahul Gandhi. Because if they do, if they speak about it, if that media speaks about it, then Mamata Banerjee, Rahul Gandhi, all these people, the Muslim League, will all be forced to speak up about this issue as well. And they don't want to embarrass them, you see. The YouTuber brigade, all of them are quiet. And I'm asking tonight, the incident that I've spoken about, does it not prick the conscience of this India alliance? An alliance that made Manipur a huge political slogan. The same thing that happened in Manipur has happened in Bengal, but they are completely quiet. In my view, this proves that they are absolutely nothing but a bunch of political opportunists who leaped and then booked an entire jet. Remember the whole jet that Rahul Gandhi booked to Manipur? Rahul Gandhi, why won't you book a jet and go to Cooch Behar? How is you and your entire digital ecosystem wilted and faded into silence? Ladies and gentlemen, nobody is talking about what happened in Cooch Behar. They brought the parliament down on an issue of Manipur, but they would not speak a word about Cooch Behar. You know why, viewers? Because if women are stripped, beaten and exploited under their watch, they think it's completely all right. And as far as women are concerned, they're only to be used politically by the India alliance. I come to you with 3 debates this evening, viewers. First, the story that nobody else is talking about. Complete silence on the way in which a woman, a political activist, has been beaten and stripped in Bengal. They don't want to talk about it because you see, viewers, this has not happened in Manipur. Its elections are over, so they will keep completely quiet about it. Then, ladies and gentlemen, What happens when an innocent person drives up to the airport in Delhi on the first rainfall of the season and a huge pillar from the construction out there at the T1 terminal falls on that person, the person dies. The whole country is talking about that particular incident and the visual of a person at the wheels of a car crushed to death when the airport collapses after half an hour of rain. At 9 o'clock tonight, viewers, the political debate. My sense is that at the end of the day, it's complete status quo in Parliament. You go to Parliament now, and is it 4 months back before the elections? Nothing has changed. The India Alliance has failed to capitalize on its increased numbers in the 17th Lok Sabha. It's the same old ritual in the 18th Lok Sabha. Ladies and gentlemen, here is a quick look at the headlines, and then we'll debate tonight. What is happening under Mamata's rule in Bengal? The BJP minority Morcha worker brutally assaulted and stripped in Bengal's Cooch Behar. Stripped, dragged and abandoned. A complete mockery of law and order in the state.
When you go to meet the DGP, he doesn't meet. Even if he meets, after 2 minutes, he will get a call from someone and he has to leave.
Shocking charge by the chief of the National Commission for Women, Rekha Sharma. She says the Bengal DGP merely manages to give her 2 minutes of his time over major issues like the Cooch Behar stripping and assault. From Sandeshkhali to Cooch Behar, the voice of women in Bengal is falling on deaf ears. Where is Ma Mati Manush? Where is Ladki Hoon, Lad Sakti Hoon brigade? They politicized the horrific rape cases in Manipur. They sought foreign intervention, but the great India Alliance is observing a pin drop silence. This is the state of affairs in the national capital, ladies and gentlemen. If the roof of the Delhi airport can come falling down, killing one person, then what about the rest of the nation? Who is responsible for the Delhi airport roof collapse, even as parties play a usual blame game? About 24 hours ago, the national capital was parched dry to the bone. The first spell of rainfall should have been respite, but waterlogging, roof collapse, sinkholes, traffic jams brought the capital to a standstill today. Congress anarchist, the president of the NSUI who led the breach of the NTA headquarters, booked, case filed a day after the Congress deployed its student wing to hold the NTA office hostage in the name of the NEET scam protest. And viewers, I would just like to begin by speaking about what has happened in Cooch Behar, an incident which has gone completely unreported or underreported across the entire national media, and that itself is alarming. This is a case of a woman who happens to be a political activist, targeted allegedly for her political activism, beaten, stripped, brutalized, and left lying on the road. When the visuals went public and went viral, all of Bengal was shocked. But you see, viewers, the Trinamool Congress believes it can do what it wants because it is in power and it had the lion's share of the Lok Sabha elections. And the lobby that spoke so much in a similar case in Manipur is completely silent because with Parliament on, they don't want to embarrass themselves. Here is the truth about what happened in Bengal and why it proves that all those who spoke for Manipur at that point of time from one side of the political spectrum were hypocrites. Let's debate.
After Sandeshkhali, horror in Cooch Behar. A woman BJP worker belonging to the Muslim community was stripped in public, dragged by hair and subjected to severe physical assault.
Mahila Morcha worker of BJP who has been dragged by her hair and then beaten, stripped off as photo is available with everyone, and it is really a shameful incident for the Bengali culture and Bengali pride also.
When you go to meet the DGP, he doesn't meet. Even if he meets, after 2 minutes he will get a call from someone and he has to leave. So I think everything is conspired by the political party which is ruling over there.
The opposition, who said what happened in Manipur is an international matter, is silent on Cooch Behar.
I would appeal to everybody in Manipur that we need peace. Peace is the most important thing. And my strong appeal to everybody that violence will not get anything for anybody. Peace is the way forward.
It is the same opposition which sought foreign intervention in Manipur rape horror. Ma Mati Manush betrayed. Ladki hu lad sakti hu brigade silent.
When some BJP people is attacked, anybody should be attacked, should be condemned. But in one stray incident, you are running around in support of BJP. But when we were attacked for 15 years, dozens of comrades are every day assaulted. You have never noted.
It must be the concern of everybody. I wish, I hope the government of the state to take this incident with all seriousness.
The cries of the women in Bengal have fallen on deaf ears.
Tausif Ahmed Khan supports the Trinamool Congress. Shubhankar Bhattacharya supports the Trinamool Congress. Subir Bhaumik, senior journalist. Priyanka Tibrewal from the BJP and an advocate. And Sanju Verma, national spokesperson of the BJP. Viewers, I just want you to note today that the Republic Media Network is the only network in the country, perhaps, that is even speaking about what has happened in Cooch Behar. And it does not matter to me that this is a case where a Muslim woman or a Muslim woman from the BJP Mahila Morcha has been stripped and assaulted. What matters to me is that a woman has been assaulted, a woman has been stripped, a woman has been brutalized and stripped and then left on the road. Ladies and gentlemen, please observe that the entire Congi media has gone quiet on this case. And I don't need to tell you why. The entire group of people, Tausif, who say that under the BJP, Muslims are in danger. Minorities are in danger. Muslims are under the threat. Muslims are not safe. The BJP targets Muslims. Now, in Bengal, it is the Trinamool Congress of Mamata Banerjee, and the lady in question is a Muslim woman. She's a Muslim woman who has been paraded naked. 1 minute, why are you getting uncomfortable? Let me tell you. Under Mamata Banerjee's watch, and I'm shocked that the Parliament of India has not spoken about this issue. I'm horrified that all our newly elected MPs, for them, this is not an issue. I'm actually shocked that for the BJP also, this is not an issue to raise in Parliament. 1 minute. A Muslim woman has been paraded naked and brutalized and paraded naked for over a kilometer. And then left on the road, teach her a lesson. Paraded naked.
Police has issued an appeal.
Paraded naked.
From spreading.
Oh, you see, this is not Manipur. You see, we must not talk about it. There's no political advantage for us in talking about it.
To refrain from spreading.
Tausif is on the debate. Tausif first. Tausif is on the debate. Tausif
first.
And I am representing her in the High Court on Monday.
Please let me speak.
What rubbish are you talking?
A family fight among the women over grass cutting.
See, now the pride of Muslim women doesn't matter to you. Now the pride of women doesn't matter to you. Now the dignity of a woman doesn't matter to you. Just because she was with BJP. Just because she was with BJP, it's a matter of shame.
It's useless.
The Advocate General
Priyanka, do not become
for the
Arnab.
state of West Bengal on 26th
let Arnab
of June
do his
said
job. You
that
don't
we
need
don't
to
need
become
central
Arnab.
forces.
The question is,
on 26th June, he said,
the question is the, I ask you. One minute, Priyanka, let him reply first. Let him reply first, then you can respond.
Which have been received in the designated
Louder, please. I can't hear in the studio.
Thereafter, they said that we don't want the intervention of the
Priyanka, let him reply first and then you respond. And viewers, all I want to tell you is, Priyanka, 1 minute. Priyanka, all the people out there who are fighting for justice in Rafah, all the people out there who are fighting for Palestine, in fact, even Asaduddin Owaisi, who says Jai Palestine, does not speak about a Muslim woman being stripped for and paraded naked for a kilometer.
Now, this is a purely family fight among the women. 3 women has assaulted 1 woman, and she was lying there.
The woman was dragged by her hair. She was stripped. You have the entire details. I have spoken to this woman, and she has said how the police has not registered the names of the DMC netas in this FIR. She told me that is the reason a second complaint, a second email has been sent.
1 minute. Viewers,
this is an appeal issued by the West Bengal police. If you deliberately spread rumors, Priyanka, you will be in trouble.
Just because
if you deliberately spread rumors,
you know what,
do not think that just because you are an advocate, you will get some kind of protection for spreading false rumors.
You are doing BJP. You should
These
not only be made
women
naked,
involved in a fighting, a dispute, a family dispute over grass
These were the words of
One
DMC
woman
netas.
was assaulted by 3 women, during which her clothes were torn. Later on, while she was lying there, her brother-in-law
and in Sandeshkhali she said everything is gotten up game, nothing has happened.
For which her brother-in-law is arrested. Police has arrested the brother-in-law for spreading this video.
Anybody
so please
doing
do not
this with
spread
a
any
woman
rumor,
on
do
the
not give any
streets,
communal
you are
angle,
saying
do
it
not
is a
give any
family
political
dispute.
angle. A pure family
dispute,
a pure family fight involving all 4 women.
Who is
yes,
the police
it is a
minister
shame
here in
that
the
such
state?
a thing has happened.
If this is going on
yes,
in the
it
state,
is a shame
who is
that
supposed
women
to
were
speak
fighting
about it?
and they went on to this
I hope
extent.
that family fights doesn't take place in someone's family.
okay, tonight viewers, one minute. Tausif, thank you. Priyanka, 1 minute. 1 minute. Priyanka, 1 minute. Priyanka, let don't speak over each other. It's a very serious case. Viewers, can you imagine if the BJP, after Manipur, when a woman was stripped and brutalized, suppose Sanju Verma came on television and said, you see, Arnab, this is a purely family issue. Here. It's a fight between 2 people. Listen to me. Can I request you to let me speak? Please just wait a minute.
Do not trivialize
but can you don't trivialize this?
Is no match of what is
Tausif, there's not a question of match. You don't trivialize this and kindly let me have my say. No, why are you speaking over me? Why are you speaking over me? Why are you speaking over me? I will have my say, you have yours. Don't try to influence my thinking. Viewers, I want to speak here, and Priyanka, 1 minute, please, Priyanka. Just both of you, can you be cooperative with me? Viewers, every issue, every law and order issue can be played down upon as a family issue, an individual dispute, a personal fight. Or it can be seen to be a collapse of the law and order machinery. Depends on the way you look at it. In the case of Manipur, what if the BJP were to come, viewers, and say, oh, the woman was paraded naked. The woman was raped. It is unfortunate. It was done in a small internecine rivalry. It is not a major issue. And I don't know why the Rahul Gandhi is making a big deal.
Exactly.
I mean,
Arnab, I need to make my
play
point
it down
now.
is terrible. The picture of the woman stripped, lying on the road, shows to you the abysmal collapse of the law and order system in Bengal completely. That I have to come on television and remind them about what's happening under their nose. If this were to happen, if a Muslim woman were to be stripped and brutalized, lying on the road in a BJP-ruled state, I would have liked to see whether the India Alliance would have called it a small internecine dispute between 2 individuals. Sanju is on the debate, ladies and gentlemen. The story, Lutyens media is blacking out tonight.
Arnab, I need to make a very, a few points, but very pertinent points. First and foremost, I remember at the height of the Manipur episode, I was on a zillion debates, including some very tough debates with Arnab Goswami. Not once did I say that these 2 kooky women who were paraded naked, the opposition is politicizing the issue because they are Christian. I did not use the word Christian even once. I just said that let the perpetrators be given the harshest punishment, capital punishment if need arises. I'm on record saying that. When the Prajwal Revanna case happened, I said let him be brought back with no ifs or buts whatsoever. This is not about BJP versus JDS or BJP versus Congress or Congress versus JDS. But look at the audacity of the opposition. Today, when we are discussing a case about a Muslim woman being paraded for more than 2 kilometers at Cooch Behar, I see the opposition saying this is a wild figment of the BJP's wild imagination. Ye to hua hi nahi. I remember last year during the Panchayat poll violence, 2 BJP karyakartas were paraded naked in Howrah and Hooghly. And I remember Shashi Panja, the Women and Child Development Minister, said, "Abhi kapde utar gaye to utar gaye. Abhi ho gaya to ho gaya. Iska rajnitikaran karna sahi nahi hai." That means if a BJP woman, a BJP karyakarta is paraded naked, kapde utar gaye to utar gaye. It is the Sampetoda attitude. Hua to hua. And I also remember very recently Sagarika Ghosh, the TMC member of parliament from Rajya Sabha. There is a video made by her, Arnab, which has gone viral on social media where she openly is saying Sandeshkhali horror never happened. Rekha Patra never happened. Sandeshkhali की जो 60-70,000 75,000 महिलाओं ने बोला कि हमारे साथ शोषण हुआ है, हमारे साथ दुर्व्यवहार हुआ है. She says they were all given 2,000 rupees each to malign the TMC. Sandeshkhali is a figment of the BJP's wild imagination. And guess what? Mahila Morcha, she may have come back to parliament again, but Mahila Morcha, who actually engaged in blatant quid pro quo with a businessman called Darshan Hirnandani, has zero credibility. The same Mahila Morcha also said on live television, Sandeshkhali is orchestrated
But stay on
by
this
the
issue.
BJP.
Stay on this issue. Otherwise, the importance of this issue. Subir Bhaumik,
I'm trying to showcase the hypocrisy of the opposition to you. The hypocrisy of the likes of Sagarika Ghosh. The hypocrisy of the likes of Shashi Panja. The hypocrisy of the likes of Mahila Morcha, who are all member of parliament, either Rajya Sabha or Lok Sabha from the Trinamool Congress. And I want to ask one thing, Arnab. As you very rightly said, had this happened in Uttar Pradesh, you would be asking for Yogi Adityanath's resignation. Had this happened in Assam, you would be asking for Himanta Biswa Sarma's resignation. Had this happened in Madhya Pradesh, you would be asking for Mr. Yadav's resignation. Had this happened in Haryana, you would be asking for Nayab Singh Saini's resignation. Mamata Banerjee is not just the chief minister, she is the de facto home minister, and law and order under the 7th schedule of the constitution is a state subject. I asked through Arnab's channel, when will Mamata Banerjee resign? Mamata Banerjee इस्तीफा कब देंगी आप? पहले इसका खुलासा कीजिए, because you have to ensure that the accountability starts first from your doorstep. Charity begins at home, and you need to step down, because there have been way too many instances. Last year the NCRB says there were 2.34 lakh sexual assault cases against women reported in West Bengal. In 2022, there were 1.48 lakh sexual assault cases against women reported from West Bengal. With the conviction rate, the crime against women, the conviction rate in West Bengal is a measly 2.3%. उत्तर प्रदेश में conviction rate 57% है. थोड़ी शर्म करिए, इस्तीफा दीजिए ममता बनर्जी.
No, I think that, I mean, Subir Bhaumik, in Manipur, 2 women were disrobed and paraded. We discussed that issue for 1 month. 1 month. In Bengal, when this happens, when a woman is disrobed, when a woman is paraded, that also a Muslim woman in this case, you know, in Manipur, the women were surrounded by a mob. In Bengal also, the women have been disrobed and paraded naked for 1 kilometer and more by a mob. In Manipur, the women were taken to the fields, they were dragged and they were groped. Here also the woman was dragged and was groped. There also there was violence. Here also there is violence. And in Cooch Behar, this Muslim woman is also dragged by the hair. She was publicly disrobed. And she was subject to severe physical assault. And I'm shouting tonight, so somebody in this Congi media system also listens. And it's political violence allegedly, but whether it was or not, Subir Bhaumik, Look at the cool way in which the Trinamool says, hua to hua. Effectively, their response is, hua to hua, big deal. We'll say it's a fight between two women, big deal, go to hell. Nothing will happen. We're winning the elections. And not one word in Parliament. Viewers, you tell me this, I'll open the lines. Do you think this issue should be picked up in Parliament or not? In fact, I don't know what the BJP is doing. They're so much on the defensive after the results. They don't even know how to pick up these issues. No, you haven't picked up the issue in Parliament.
No, we will.
You have not. No, you will be in SWAT. Why have you not picked up the issue in Parliament?
We will do that.
No, why haven't you picked it up? This happened yesterday, not even enough of an issue. It's only something for a Bengal unit to speak about.
BJP is going
only a Bengal unit speaks about it. You did not speak about the political violence after the last assembly elections. Only a Bengal unit is speaking about it. No, you don't speak about it. No, one Amit Malviya tweet is not a BJP reaction. One Amit Malviya, this is a national issue. This is a national issue. I don't have to tell you.
Exactly, this is a national issue.
Subir Bhaumik.
Ensure that the perpetrators are brought to justice.
Can I come in? Yeah, if you allow me to speak. As far as I am concerned, any violence against women, regardless of who has done, if this has happened, the perpetrators have to be punished. Bottom line, Muslim women, Hindu women, Christian women is not the issue. On Christian women is women. And therefore, if, this woman has been disrobed, she has been paraded, I am not aware of the details of this case, I'm seeing it here. But as far as I'm concerned, there is no room for politicization. I agree with Sanju Verma that there is no room for hypocrisy and politicization in such cases. If a woman has been dishonored, if a woman has been brutalized, if a woman has been attacked, and sort of thrown into the road like this, the perpetrators have to be brought to the book. End of the story. There is no question of
No, but why is this not an issue? Why is it being played down? Why is it being played down?
Reflection of our times. I've been a traditional, old school independent media. I still proudly say I'm independent, which is why I don't like to get bracketed with any political party. I am very clear about these things. Bengal में जो crime है, Manipur में जो हुआ है वो crime है. Everywhere, as far as I'm concerned, this is crime. And this is crime against women.
The reason why they are not speaking about this.
Now, who has done it? Family fight. In a family fight, if I have a fight with my brother, can I shoot him? Can I shoot him? Am I allowed to shoot him? My point is very simple.
I would say that by calling this a family fight, you are trying to show that nothing has absolutely happened. Although the reality is different. Now, allow me to speak. No, please. Because whatever you are saying is not true, and 100 times if you will utter the same, people will see it through that angle. But the fact remains that this is a case of post-poll violence. And Arnab, the case of post-poll violence is continuingly and going in the High Court here, where I am representing the victims of the post-poll violence once again. And this has happened on the 27th, wherein 26th,
but Priyanka, the Trinamool says that it's not a big deal because it's some fight in the family. Is it a fight in the family? Is it a fight in the family? And even if it's a fight in the family, basically the Trinamool Congress is saying through people, through these pro-TMC people, that it's all right to strip a woman once in a while to teach her a lesson.
Now, Arnab, this is what the Advocate General of the state has said in the High Court. He said that in West Bengal, the situation is absolutely in control. There is no kind of chaos. There is no violence. So we don't require the central forces. Wherein the High Court gave an independent order where they mentioned that if the center feels that there is any kind of violence, it doesn't matter what the state says. The central can put in the central forces here. This order is passed on the 26th. And 27th, we see this. Now the Trinamool is horrified that people will scream. They will write to the Home Ministry. They will write to the National Women Commission that this is the ground reality. So they are saying that this was a family dispute. Now,
first of all, it's not a Bengal-only debate. The nature of this panel may give you that sense, but it's not a Bengal-only debate. Shubhankar, Shubhankar, why does Mamata Banerjee not issue a statement on this?
Can I brutalize
Why is Mamata Banerjee, why has she lost her voice on this? Mamata Banerjee spoke so much about Manipur and wanted to emerge as a national leader during Manipur. She said, I'm heartbroken and outraged to witness the horrific video from Manipur showing the brutal treatment of women by a mob. No words can express the pain and anguish of witnessing this kind of violence inflicted on marginalized women. This is barbarism beyond comprehension and beyond humanity. She said all this in Manipur. In this case, it happened in Bengal and she's completely quiet.
Sushmita Mukherjee.
What a hypocrite. Mahua Maitra quiet. Sagarika Ghosh quiet. Sushmita Deb also quiet. Why, Shubhankar?
Yes. Can I come in?
Why, Shubhankar? Are you not
Arnab,
in power in Bengal?
First of all, let me...
Sushmita.
Can I now answer? Okay. So, first of all, whatever has happened, whatever we have seen, that is literally disgusting, and I think the perpetrators should be put to task in a way that sets an example.
Replies, I'm bored with.
But having said that, I'm just reading the
replies.
news. I'm just reading the news from Jagran. See, I was not there, so I'm just reading the news, and it says already. It's on the news only that was Shafiqul Mia and Muhammad Ali and 2 others are immediately been arrested. Roshan Ara Khatun is the name of the victim. And these all 4 people are from the same family.
You should have that much of
they all were 4 from the same family. And immediately the 4 were arrested.
And family
what
members
exactly do you expect from the state? The 4 accused have been arrested immediately.
Being the Home Minister?
Now, the only point is, whether are you trying to, now is this politicizing or not? Whether calling her BJP worker is politicizing or not? You are just giving pressure that she was a BJP worker. It has nothing to do with you.
I don't understand this logic at all that you are telling me. I want to understand this logic. Shubhankar, 1 minute. Shubhankar, 1 minute. My question to you, Shubhankar, is listen to me. Shubhankar, my question to you is, can you be quiet for a while? Shubhankar, are you telling me that if some members of the family... No, 1 minute. I'll tell you what he's thinking is. He's saying that stripping and parading a woman naked for a kilometer is bad only if it is somebody from outside the family who does it. If somebody from the family does it, it's not a big thing.
Come on, nobody said
that is what you're saying.
In my mouth, Arnab.
That is what you're saying.
I just said that all the 4 accused have been arrested.
No, but why did it happen? Even in Manipur, the BJP said that people have been arrested. But my question is, why did it happen? Why did it happen?
It took you 6 months.
Why did it happen?
In Manipur, what happened?
No, but why did it happen?
6 months for the BJP to take.
Why did it happen?
That is what I'm saying. Do you expect this police acts like they have to resume a crime happening over there and taken a charge? A crime can only be punished when it has happened. Nobody had even the idea that it has happened over there.
I think that you are looking in terms of the person who has carried out the assault. That determines whether the assault is to be taken seriously. I condemn your implication. You're trying to say that if a act of stripping and to punish a woman happens within the family, it's sort of par for the course. It's not a big deal.
It's from the
and
newspaper.
Mamata Banerjee should not be associated with.
I'm not saying it.
But it's happening in Bengal, which means that there is disregard for law and order in Bengal. Which means law and order has collapsed in Bengal.
You can paint it in any color, but let me tell you,
ladies and gentlemen,
you are politicizing it out.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm taking a very short Securite commercial break. I hope the Lutyens media will end its silence on the issue.